By the way, Kristen warned me a long time ago, Dad, write it down. No, I speak from my heart. It's all in my head. Kristen says, Dad, write it down. Well, I got to tell you, though, it's her dad. I learned a long time ago. When she says do something, it's not a multiple choice answer. So, Kristen, hang on here. So, as you know, my name is Rick. I'm the father of this beautiful bride. You are so amazing. And so, before I begin, I have a disclaimer. I'm not a public speaker. I tend to speak from my heart, as my kids will tell you. And, but in this case, I have notes, but I will still speak from my heart. Right, Kristen? She's like, oh no, Dad, here we go. And one more thing. I've learned over the years as you get a little bit older that I tend to get more emotional. And so I cannot promise that I'll hold back the tears. Well, first and foremost, I want to thank everyone who came to beautiful Napa to join us here this evening. I know that travel is not always easy. But as a testament to how much Nick and Kristen are loved, you guys are all here this evening. So thank you for that. So on behalf of Greg and Cindy and the entire family, welcome. And thank you for being here today as we celebrate Nick and Kristen on their special day. I also want to acknowledge someone, and that is Kristen's mom, Karen. This is hard for us, no doubt. But, you know, her mom is watching us from heaven. We know that. So, but I want you guys to know that her mom played an important role in shaping Kristen into the woman she is today. No doubt about it. You see, Mom was the one who spent countless hours driving to and from gymnastics practice, doing homework in the car. Not me, Mom. Helping with school projects. It was Karen's love and an influence that gave Kristen the discipline she has today. No doubt about it. It's that same discipline that got her through nursing school and so many other things. You know, Karen loved being a mom. She loved being Kristen's mom. And mom to Ryan and Emma. No doubt about it. She loved Kristen deeply. And she was always so proud of her. You see, Karen was Kristen's biggest cheerleader. And one more thing, it's obvious that Kristen has her beauty from Mom, not from me. So thank you, Karen. Thank you, Karen. We could not have done this without you. Thank you for all you have done, and we love you. I also want to offer a special thank you to Rocky, who was so loved and special to all of us. So Rocky, I want to thank you for that heartfelt ceremony today. I can tell you without any doubt, there is no one else on this planet that we'd rather have you officiating the ceremony than you today, my friend. Thank you. Give Rocky a big round of applause, please. Obviously, Nick. Let's get to Nick. We're not done yet. You are a testament to your parents. and what a great job they did of raising you and your brothers, Ty, Bo, and Vince, all of you. What a great job they did raising you guys. And so, Greg and Cindy, thank you for raising a kind-hearted and loving son, and for loving Kristen so well. That means more to me than you'll ever know. So thank you, and we love you. So the question is, where do I start? Because with her, there's so much I could share, but I'll keep it fairly brief. But there's so many memories, though. The gymnastics, cheer, Angels games, trips to Las Vegas, boating at the lake, driving back and forth to Chico. The dad's weekend at college, all of those. There's just so many. But I will tell you, though, that the moment Kristen was born, with that smirk on her face, there was something special about her. She stole my heart. And I knew she would be a daddy's girl. But growing up, Kristen was smart, painfully shy, although you may not know that now. Strong-willed, and that's for sure. A child with a sense of humor. I remember one time we were eating at Wendy's. I think Kristen must have been about 4 years old. I recall it so well. She wanted to get some ketchup. She was too afraid to go up and ask for it. So what did she do? She had her older brother Ryan go up and ask for her. She couldn't do it. Kristen did not really care much for team sports, so she took up gymnastics. That was hard. It was very hard. It took incredible discipline and determination. Every day after school, her mom would pick her up, drive her to gymnastics practice, do the homework in the car, and spend the next 4 hours learning and training her craft. The next several years, Kristen competed with everything she had. And she won a ton of trophies and medals. Right, Kristen? Those were the days, right? But I think it was that discipline and determination that taught her how to get through nursing school. Kristen grew up in kind of a bubble, although you wouldn't know that now. Especially after that bus ride home last night. You had to be there, just saying. So had to throw that in, Kristen. Yeah, you like to dance. We saw that. But you know, she was very protected growing up. She was not exposed to the ways of the world. Her freshman year of high school, she made varsity cheer. I remember her first home football game. She called me about an hour after the game, during the after party of the game, and she said, "Come pick me up." I'm like, "What's wrong? Did something happen? Did someone do something to you? What's going on?" She says, "No, this will be a shocker right now. They're drinking." No. And she says, "I'm not comfortable. Come pick me up." And I said, "Great, I'm in." I got there, couldn't get there fast enough. So I realized at that moment that Karen and I raised her right, for sure. Hang on here. You know, last night we had our rehearsal dinner. The other guys had their notes on a cell phone. Maybe I'm just too old, but I had to write it down and actually print it out. So it's a little bit tougher to get through some of this. So, Kristen also had and has a sense of humor. I think we know that, right? So one summer we were at the MGM Hotel in Las Vegas. Kristen and her brother Ryan must have been, I'm thinking, what, 6, 7 years old? Little guys. We spent the day at the lazy river. We got back to the hotel, get ready to go out for the night. And next thing I know, Kristen gets mad at Ryan. I don't know, it happened so fast. She grabbed him by the back of the neck, dragged him to the front door of the hotel room, kicked him out and said, "Goodbye, you're the weakest link." Slam goes the door. And Ryan's outside banging on the door, "Let me in." And she's laughing her butt off. Oh my gosh, come on. So that was the beginning of her little sense of humor, but I will tell you that as she got older, her sense of humor sharpened. It sharpened. And I think sometimes, in fact, I know she did things to just mess with her mom because she knew she could do it. And so one year when Kristen was home from a break at Chico State, we had our usual family, Sunday morning church, go to lunch, good day. We're driving back to the house, and out of nowhere, Kristen says, "I want to be a MILF." I'm thinking, there is no way I'm going to win this deal. Karen's like, "What's a MILF? What's a MILF?" I'm thinking, I don't know. I'm just driving, man. I'm just trying to get us home. Little Emma is like 9. "Daddy, what's a MILF? What's a MILF?" I'm thinking, I haven't got a clue. I don't know. I'm just trying to drive us home. And then I'm looking in my rearview mirror, and Kristen's laughing her butt off in the back seat. Ha ha. It's like that was funny. I'm thinking, come on, you got to save me here. So out of nowhere, Kristen says, "Moms in life forever." Yes, nice save. Thank you. I needed that day. Let me get my change pages here, guys. Sorry. So going to Chico State was a turning point, I think, for Kristen. No doubt about that either. But, I got to tell you, as her dad, I was terrified. Absolutely terrified. Because for the first time in her life, she was literally 500 miles away, and I could not easily protect her. And as her dad, and Kristen will tell you, that was really hard for me. You see, the thing of it is, it wasn't I did not trust Kristen. I did not trust the knuckleheads around her that I couldn't control. And that was my problem. We're getting to you, Nick. Hang on, your time's coming. We're not done yet. You're coming up. We have great memories of those years in Chico. All the times we drove back and forth, listening to country music, talking about life, and so many things. Dad's weekends were always fun. I will always cherish those memories. Well, then along comes Nick. I lose track of time. I think it was Kristen's junior year. She started sending Karen and I pictures of Nick and her going out to dances and whatever events were going on at Chico, sorority stuff, I guess. And I started asking Kristen all kinds of questions like, who's this guy? What's he about? What's, usual dad stuff. And Kristen was like, "Oh no, we're just friends. We're just friends." Okay, I'll go with that for now. So one of the pictures, and you probably recall this picture, Nick, with Kristen, you were had your hair pulled back and a bun. Remember that picture? And I thought, well, that's not Kristen's type. I'm safe. I'm good. The next year, I believe it was September of 2016, I was in Chico for Dad's sorority weekend. And then Kristen casually said, "Hey, Dad, I want you to meet Nick this weekend." And I didn't think that much of it. Well, he's just a friend, right? So whatever, it's cool. Anyway, the time went by. We had a great time that weekend, and Nick never showed up. I didn't think much about it. I think they're just friends, so it's good. So I get back on my flight, leave Chico to go back to Sacramento Airport, get on my flight, and I kid you not, I'm literally standing in line at the jetway. I got a text from Kristen, and it read, Nick and I are officially dating. Oh no, wait. You didn't, what? I don't understand. You didn't tell me. I don't understand. Well, at that point, I know for an absolute fact that Kristen always made the right decisions, and so I wasn't going to worry about it. So I went home. Then fast forward to the next spring when Kristen was moving out of her apartment. Karen and I got to meet Nick for the very first time. He seemed like a nice, respectful kid. He called me Mr. Dennis. I asked Nick a very casual question. See, I wanted to get an idea of what he was really all about. And I said, Nick, when you are away at school, do your parents miss you like I miss Kristen? And you said, yes, they do. At that moment, I thought, we're on the right track now. So then I casually pulled Nick aside, and you probably recall the conversation now. You see, I wanted to let him know the rules of dating my daughter, as if at that point it really mattered. Like, that's my job because I'm the dad, right? And so I said, Nick, I have to trust you. You see, Kristen is my little girl. My job is to protect her. I said, now I have to trust you, that you will protect her the same as me, that you will not put her in harm's way, that you will take good care of her and protect her. And Nick, you looked me straight in the eyes and you said, Mr. Dennis, you can trust me. I remember that conversation well. I will tell you, Nick, you have never let me down, not once. In the years since, I've seen firsthand your gentleness, how you protect and care for Kristen. At times, they're the most challenging and gut-wrenching moments of her life. So thank you, Nick, for loving and taking good care of my daughter. Well, years later, they get engaged. And people would ask me what I think about Nick. I always said, I love Nick. He's a good guy. He comes from a good family. And well, I gotta tell you, if Kristen came to me and said, Dad, there are too many guys out there. I need to pick the one perfect guy for me. Nick, that would be you. That would be you, Nick. And so, Nick, welcome to the family. I love you, buddy. I'm looking forward to many more years of sharing great bottles of Cabernet, smooth glasses of bourbon, and some fine cigars. Kristen, you have given me so much to cherish. You captured my heart the moment you were born. I could not be more proud of the woman you've become. I don't know how I deserved you. I don't. But you are a gift that I humbly accept. And so, in my heart, you'll always be my little girl. I love you. And so finally, Nick and Kristen, know that life is a journey full of highs and lows. But know that God will never give you more than you can handle. And remember that your love and commitment to each other is stronger than any stumbling blocks along the way. So let's raise our glasses. Cheers to Nick and Kristen. We love you.
everybody. Obviously, I got the great intro. I'm Nick's mom, and Ty's, and Vince's, and now Kristen's. There you go. Anyway, I'd like to thank you all so much for coming out to celebrate them here in beautiful Napa, which we love and have such an affinity for. Um, I've waited a very long time for this day. I really have. So I'm glad you're all here to share in the love and excitement that we have for these two special people. As many of you know, Nick is our youngest of four sons. I often joke that I raised the Ninja Turtles because there's no lack of excitement or broken stuff at the house, right? Alex, you were there. When Greg and I first got married, we always thought we would have four children. Just enough for everybody to have somebody to sit with when we went to Disneyland or skiing or what have you. Well, fast forward to 1992, and we're three wild boys into it and starting to rethink our choices. I thought I was always a cool mom. You know, what with my raised Bronco with oversized tires and rims and the cool paint job. I never once thought about loading a car seat into it, or that it might be too small for our family as they grew. On many occasions, while loading all of the boys into the car, I would turn to pick up our fourth child, the one that didn't even exist yet. I found that so puzzling, yet so comforting. It would happen in the house to me as well. I believe this little spirit was always meant to be with us. Shit. Dude. I'm not going to make it. I'm going down. Nick was our very special, unexpected surprise. Nick was, and quite literally is, the most laid-back, easygoing of all of our boys. I guess as the saying goes, there's a lot of freedom in no choice. He was loved and cared for by all of his brothers from day one. He was indeed a very special addition. They nicknamed him Pooh because when he was about the age of 2, he loved Pooh Bear and had a denim jacket with Pooh Bear on the back. Now, I don't want you to think his life was without brotherly initiation. Ty used to try to get cuddles from me while I was pregnant and couldn't seem to get comfortable with Nick in the way. He would exclaim, "Baby, get out of my mom's tummy." Notice this. Am I blind? Yeah. This is also the brother who is the best man and is also the brother that put him in a small wagon and pushed him down the hill, narrowly missing a tree head on. Thanks, Ty. Being Nick's mom was and truly is a gift. He is kind without question, considerate, and has reverence for the Lord. All qualities that have molded him into the wonderful man he is today. I have a special song that fills a mother's heart. In fact, I think it's our mother-son dance. I don't even know it's called I Hope You Dance, and I want to share some of the lyrics with you because when we're dancing, I'll be a mess. It says, "I hope you never lose your sense of wonder. You get your fill to eat, but always keep that hunger. May you never take one single breath for granted, and God forbid love ever leave you empty-handed," which he has not. "And I hope you still feel small when you stand beside the ocean, and whenever one door closes, I hope one more opens. And promise me you'll give faith a fighting chance. And when you get the choice to sit it out or dance, I hope you dance." That was tough. I'm not going to lie. Where is all this stuff? Nick, thank you for finding Kristen. Thank you. Although I'm pretty certain she found you. Because boys are dumb, okay? Kristen, my beautiful little daughter-in-law, how seriously blessed am I that you are marrying our son. Thank you for loving him unconditionally, always cheering him on and making him strive to be the best version of himself too. You are a remarkable woman, Kristen, and it shows through and through. I pray God will bless your marriage with love, and he will guide you both throughout the years. I know you guys already get this, but together you're stronger. And always remember, we love you both so very much, and family is everything. I love you.
Hi everyone, I'm Emma, Kristen's little sister. I would just like to start by saying congratulations to Kristen and Nick. We've all been waiting so long for this day to come, and I'm so happy it's finally here. And thank you to everyone who came to celebrate them. I mean, really, I have been waiting months for this, even years for this. I'm so excited. So I wrote this speech about an hour ago. Sorry, Kristen. Growing up, Kristen was the definition of a big sister to me. I always wanted to be around her. I'm gonna cry, so just and just hang out with her because in my eyes she was so cool. I looked up to everything she did. Kristen did cheer, so I did cheer. Kristen went to Chico State, so I went to Chico State. I remember dropping her off at school with my mom and seeing her walk away from the car a certain way, and I tried to walk just like her. After our mom passed, she immediately stepped in and took her place and made sure, so sorry, and made sure that I never felt like I was missing out. The effort she made was never unnoticed. I know if my mom were here right now, she would be so happy and so proud of you like she always was. Even when I was young, so sorry. Even when I was young, I always saw the amazing qualities Kristen has. But now that I'm older, I admire them so much more. Although technically she was one who watched me grow up, I feel as though I also watched her to grow up to be the most selfless, compassionate, and hardworking person I know. She is so well-rounded and resilient to all of the battles she faces, and that's something that I admire most about her. On top of that, she chose the best husband for her and best brother-in-law for me, Nick. I can't name a single bad thing about Nick besides the fact that he can't smell. He is so easy to be around and gives off such positive energy. From the start, he matched my humor. I'll never forget the time we played Monopoly together. You already know. And you and Kristen teamed up in the middle of the game to be co-owners. I lost. I love teasing him, even though he is like twice the size of me. And I love the relationship that we have created over the past 7 years, where I feel like you are just another big brother to me. I also admire how well you put up with Kristen, because Lord knows it takes a special person. I honestly couldn't ask for a better brother-in-law. Being around the two of you just makes everything in my life so much better, and I mean that. Both of you bring out the best in each other. The amount of happiness you two radiate, just being together is enough to light up an entire room. I think everyone else can agree. You are the perfect example of how a couple should love each other. I'm so happy for the both of you and all of the amazing things in store for you guys.
No introduction needed. Those were all pretty emotional. This is not going to be Nick. This is going to be hurtful. I'm Tyler. I'm one of Nick's 3 older brothers. And as you could tell, Vince is the oldest. 2 years later, we have a brother, Bo. 2 years later, me. And then a planned 4 years later, there's Nick. I know what you're all thinking, and you're right. The first 3 sucked, and they needed one special kid. But before I give any compliments, it's my best man duty to absolutely roast him, so let's do that first. Settle down, settle down. First things first, Nick's bald. I don't know if you've noticed that, but he is bald, everybody. He's too tall, in my opinion. I don't like it. It kind of freaks me out. He's not good at sports. Not one. And as you can tell, he can't smell. Can you, Nick? So you might be saying, what do you mean he can't smell? We got to go to the beginning. Before he wanted to be a firefighter, before he wanted to be a doctor, and before he wanted to sell medical supplies. Not the ramblings of a 5-year-old with dreams, but in the last 4 years. But way before all this, Nick had one job, and it was to be an absolute nightmare for me. You see, I don't know if you could tell by the age gaps, but we had a strict ruling. Vince was the oldest. He got everything first. Bo was the self-sufficient, independent middle child. And I was the baby for 4 years. And it was a good gig, all right? Mom and Dad's love, nothing you could do wrong. And then on May 29th, 1996, I met it. Nicholas Anthony Adamson, or better yet, the new baby of the family. I was heartbroken, but it's okay. You replaced me, I get it. I know you guys all might be saying I'm over dramatic. Okay, that's fine. I think now's a perfect time to explain what a Nick Day is to you guys. You see, a Nick Day is a term that our family created that shows the explicit love Nick receives every day of his life. For instance, on our birthdays, Nick also got a gift. And it was usually cooler than the gift you got. It got so bad, the universe started to conspire against me. On my birthday, we went out to a restaurant. They brought out the cake, they sang happy birthday, and they did it to Nick. And no one stopped it. Whatever, I don't care. It's water under the bridge. I'm over this, guys. I don't see a therapist. I'm married to one. But on top of that, Nick started to follow me around everywhere I went. Talk like me, walk like me, pretend to have the same hobbies as me. It pissed me off. It was only too late that I realized in my senior year, this weird, awkward kid might be looking up to me. So I did what every good brother does. I brought him to house parties. I let him shoot skating films, short films with my friends. He hung out with my friends so much that they became his friends, to the point where there are more of my friends at his wedding than there were at my own. But this is how we get back to the beginning. Nick is a gifted child. He was born with congenital anosmia, or better yet, no smell receptors. He can't smell a damn thing, which is weird that he wants to do this in wine country and pretend that he knows what he's talking about. Anyways, though, just like a superhero, you'd think, oh, his other senses must have got really strong. No, you guys aren't listening. He's not athletic. There's no superpower. He can't grow his hair back. There's no regrowth power here, okay? But what did happen is this weird kid's sixth sense started to grow. His empathy for people. Nick can read people. He knows people's faults, their strengths, and he knows how to help people figure that out. I'm not getting emotional. This is why over the last 4 years, we can make fun of him for changing his career path, but we'd be wrong to. The path changed, the purpose never did. Nick's purpose is to help people, to heal people, and to be a real hero. All those years of you looking up to me, I don't know what it changed. I really don't, but I look up to you now. You're the standard I set myself to every day. But just like his beautiful bride, Kristen, they both chose a path to be of service, which is one of the greatest things you can do in your life. I couldn't think of a better couple to be together and to start a family one day. Kristen, you're the best thing that has ever happened to this guy. I mean that with all my heart. You are kind, thoughtful, funny, a bit crazy, and one of my favorite people to spend time with. The first time I ever met you, I gave you a stupid nickname and I called you Chris. You laughed. Chandler, who was there, used the same joke. You told him to shut the fuck up. I laughed. I knew in that moment she was of my people. Thank you for loving Nick the way you do. We're so honored for you to join our Adamson family. It is dysfunctional, and I'm sorry. Although I feel like we don't deserve someone as special as you to be our sister, I'm so happy that you are. Over the years, you two have grown so strong. I honestly could not have seen it coming. We look up to you guys as a couple. So as a veteran, though, of almost 4 months of marriage, I feel it's my duty to tell you how it goes. Marriage is not something you work at. In fact, it's not work at all. Marriage is purpose you give yourself to. Your purpose is to not put yourself first, but your partner. You both love someone who does that for a living, putting other people's needs forward. I have no doubt in my mind that marriage is going to be so easy for you guys. Let's lift our glasses in a toast to the beautiful couple. I love you both, and happy Nick Day, guys.
Happy birthday!
I didn't even think I was going to cry. I fucking almost lost it.
Before we move into dancing, Kristen and Nick do wish to visit with each and every one of you, so they will be going around to the tables. If